Hi friends, BR2U here. Today I just want to talk with you a few minutes about our communication and our accountability in personal communication and relationships. We live in a very complicated world where those relationships have gotten a little mixed up in our day. And so I think it's good to review a stable, strong, shape for our relationship and accountability. So I'm going to show you this chart and see if you can see it here. Looks like it's going to be backwards. Yeah. Well, I can't show you the chart, so I'll just explain it. You would be at the top of the pyramid. So imagine a pyramid and imagine that you are at the top of that pyramid. When you are working within your own self, in your mind, in your thoughts, or by yourself reading and doing various things, that is what we call a private situation, because you are thinking and speaking to yourself, or writing might be another possibility where that is supposed to be a private situation. When we have family, that would be the next layer down on the pyramid. And family, close family that's living with you in your household, you are vulnerable to them. There's a vulnerability that takes place in family relationships. So we need to understand that vulnerability sometimes affects us. And that they, in turn, get to know us very well. We get to know them very well. And then the next layer down on that pyramid is a bit larger group, and it would be close friends and associates, or close extended family that we actually know and we enjoy. So these are some of the major relationships that are close to us. We let them into our lives on occasion more than other people around us. And then we have extended family and professional associates that we see quite often, but are not necessarily close to us. And so we may allow them into our lives to a certain extent, but we maybe withhold some of our more private information or conversation. And so that is what we would usually call extended family or professional association. Then we get down to the next level of the pyramid, which is a larger group, and these would be casual associates. And these are people that I frequently come across in my daily or weekly or monthly life. Say I may cross paths with them at the grocery store, or at the doctor's office or the dentist's office, or I may cross paths with them at church or whatever, but I maybe don't necessarily know them very well, just maybe by sight, and we might share a small bit of conversation on a casual basis. And so that's a larger group of people. And then the next level down might be social media association, or if you have a state or national platform and you're associated with people from various areas and regions, you may have a large group of people that say you're a performer and you perform for many people. They come to your concerts and you get to know them a bit in the fan clubs or whatever, but they are not necessarily really casual acquaintances. They're just people that you see on a regular basis and maybe recognize their face or whatever, and talk to on social media. So then we have this very much larger group, and that is the public, the general public. These are people you might pass on the street. You don't know their names, you haven't seen them before, but you're in the same place maybe for a similar purpose. And so this would be public, the general public. Maybe you go to Disneyland and you see many people there. These are people that you don't know, you don't have any association with or any real discussion with, but they are people that you have some familiarity with because you have been in the same place at the same time. So this is a group of people that you might associate with. Excuse me. Now, what we need to discuss in terms of this is that when we go down through that group with particular information, we need to guard our hearts, we need to guard our minds as to who we share that information with. And the reason for that is that there is a sense of security with people when they can share something with you and know that it's not going to go past a group of people that they feel comfortable with. So when you have a situation where you're in a Bible study, that group may want to consider some prayer for one another, and they don't necessarily want that to be out in the public. That's fine. That's a group, that's a close group of friends that, want to encourage one another in that way. So these are some of the association accountability issues that we deal with and must recognize in our lives in order to have stable relationships. A husband who may talk about his wife to other people may find that he gets some pushback when he gets back home, that she didn't want that shared with other people. Things like that we need to understand that accountability in communication is an important issue in our lives. Another thing is that the Bible discusses this as gossip. And so if we go beyond our areas of communication where everyone's kind of agreed to know information together in that context, whatever it might be, if we go beyond that and start sharing outside of that, there is a sense of betrayal. There's sometimes a sense of abandonment of those relationships. And so we need to understand that this is important to other people. And when we relate to them, we want to relate to them on the basis that they've let us into their lives. And so that includes communicating what level we're on. Where are we in this relationship? How much can I share of this information with other people? Sometimes we need to ask those questions. And if you get stuck in a gossip group that you don't really want to be there, but you happen to be there, try to find ways to either distract and change subjects, or if that's not possible, you might have to choose to walk away or do some other activity like put your headphones on and listen to Christian music, whatever helps encourage you. So there's things that we have to do. Now, am I perfect at this? No way. I try and I try and I try to be one who is careful. And I know that many of you do too. We're not perfect. When we err, we need to go to the person and apologize if we need to, or in some way try to heal that relationship. And that may happen in your life. So being aware of these lines and these boundaries can be very important. So anyway, BR2U, over and out.